All right, welcome back. Welcome back. What's going on? Welcome. My Empire Pro here. This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios. Welcome back. Let's talk. Okay, today we're talking about the foreclosure jump. We're talking about avoiding a bad recession. Let's see. All right, cool. Another good one. Cool. All right, welcome back. Today is what, Wednesday? Yes, I made it back. Yes, I skipped yesterday just to give it a breather, but yeah, we're back here today. We're talking about foreclosures jump. Foreclosures is a big part of what we do. It's a big part of how I started my business. I hate to say it, but it's a long time ago now, right? But welcome back. Welcome back. I have some things we want to share. Over here, we talk about wholesale real estate. Wholesale real estate. Wholesale real estate is the easiest. It's considered by many to be the easiest way to get started in real estate investing. No experience, no big capital cash, no credit required. All you need is desire, and particularly desire to acquire a new skill set. All right. A lot of what we do with wholesaling is marketing. Okay, the idea is to find motivated sellers. You're marketing to people that are potentially property owners. All right, you're marketing to people that are potentially property owners so that you can give them an offer on their property. Okay, but they need to be motivated sellers. If they're not motivated, you're probably going to waste your time. We're literally trying to have somebody give us a house for free, okay? and I mean that in a good way. It's a way to actually provide value to people that they have properties on their books that has become a liability for them. Okay, so the idea is to get them to give you the house for almost free, if not free. Okay, this house is not serving them. Okay, it's real estate. Like real estate, we know real estate continues to go this way, right? But that's not always true for everyone. Depends on what part of the cycle they find themselves. Sometimes they get caught up in the wrong cycle. Maybe has nothing to do with the actual real estate. Maybe has everything to do with every other thing that's going on with them financially. The truth is that everyone can't afford to hold on to a piece of property. Okay, because holding on to a piece of property that's worth anything costs money. Okay, we can start with property taxes, right? So it's not always, hey, real estate is always an asset. That's not always true. In general, yes, it's true. For particular persons, it might not be true. Okay, it just depends on a few other factors, if you know what I mean. All right. You've been selected to be one of the first few to new features. Oh, I wonder what that is. We could come back to that later. All right, cool. So I just got a message on Google Workspace. I've been selected, blah, 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 to test out some new AI. Everything is AI today. Have you noticed? Everything is all about AI, right? Anyway, today I want to share this news with you. The housing market is close to bottoming, and that will help the US avoid a bad recession, Morgan Stanley says. Let me just go ahead and share my screen and let's see if we can talk about that really quickly. Let's see. There you go. Wait. Before I do that, let's do this. There you go. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Boom. There you go. So that's the news right there. So I'm just going to read and then we're going to interpret together and see if we can extract some lessons out of this, okay? The housing market is close to bottoming and that will help. This is on businessinsider.com. Market.businessinsider.com. The housing market, I'm repeating, the housing market is close to bottoming and that will help the US avoid a bad recession, Morgan Stanley says. The US housing market is about to bottom, and that should enable a soft landing for the economy. Okay, real estate activity has slowed. These are the highlights. Real estate activity has slowed considerably while home prices have dropped slightly amid 6% mortgage rates. Okay, all in all, the housing cycle is bottoming, but we don't expect a big rebound. Yeah, from everything we've been seeing so far, I think everyone should basically brace. All right, so the US housing market is on the verge of bottoming, meaning it's going to hit rock bottom. If you hit rock bottom, you can't go any further down below, right? The only way forward is going up, right? So, is that true? We don't know. Everybody's speculating, right? But we could start paying attention to some things. Let's see, and that should clear a path for the economy to stick a soft landing, according to a Friday note from Morgan Stanley. The investment bank highlighted that a year of high mortgage rates has put a dent into the housing market. With a record-breaking decline in activity and sales transactions combined, remember that news I covered a few days ago? 12 years low, right? 12 years low in certain markets. From all indications, the market is getting beaten up in all types of directions, right? And especially with the regional bank, crisis, right? Building permits and housing starts are just a couple indicators that have showed weakness amid 6% mortgage rates. But housing strategies at Morgan Stanley noted that activity is no longer declining. Okay, it's no longer declining. When market is bottoming, let's see if we can find market bottom. See if we can find something that can give us a good illustration of what that looks like. Okay, when the market is bottoming, let's see. Let me share this with you. Can you see this? Okay. Matter of fact, let me make it a little bigger. Let's see. Copy image address. Yeah, let's do this. There you go. Perfect. All right. So when the market is bottoming, this is what it looks like. Basically, there's a big decline that's going on. It gets to a point, it hits the floor, right? When it hits the floor, there's no way for it to go below that, essentially. So the only way forward is to go up. Let me see if I can find another one. That's what it means when they say the market bottoms, right? Let me see if I can find you a good one here. This is a sharp one. Let's see. Okay, this is a market bottom right here. You see this one right here? It's a market bottom. Hits the bottom, that yellow line, and then this was 2008 apparently. I don't know which part of the market this was. Let's 2008. No, this is 2019. So okay, 2018. Okay, so you can see almost in 2019 it hits the bottom, right? But you know what happened after that, right? 2020. But anyway, you get the gist, right? So that's what a market bottom looks like. Let me see if I can find a really good one, because if it hits the bottom just one time like that, that's not necessarily a bottom, because that bottom needs to be tested a couple of times, at least 2 times, preferably 3 times before we can trust that it's no longer going to. So let me show you what it looks like when it hits the bottom at least twice, right? Let me show you. Then we can trust that, okay, the market is, all right, you can see that hits the bottom twice. Boom. Right? See, on August 27, you can see this market, this is SPX, right? I'm just giving an example, right? It hits the bottom, what many may consider the bottom because they can't see into the future, the first time, where it says sharp bounce, right? But then it keeps going. It looks like that was the bottom, and then it declines even below that, right? But then it tested the same spot twice. It tested around about 300 on the y-axis right here, 2 times. And then the third time over here, you can see it's much of a higher lower. and then it keeps going up. So now we can claim it's bottom. So I don't know what that looks like. So is the market bottom yet? We don't know. We can, maybe in another 2 weeks, if we hear more people keep talking about its bottom down, maybe we can believe, right? Let's see, it's no longer declining, and that means the GDP component related to residential investments could finally turn neutral in the third quarter of this year. And a quote here: when asked if the housing cycle has bottomed, our short answer is yes. I'm looking for, let's see who is talking, right? Affordability remains a challenge, okay? But it is no longer getting worse, okay? So it's not getting worse. And on the margin, margin has improved in the last 3 months. Supply remains near multi-decade lows. All right, so there's a lot of negative stuff there, but it is no longer getting tighter. Morgan Stanley chief economist Ellen Zenter wrote, the investment bank forecasted a 4% price decline for homes this year, and so far the incoming data has been consistent with that estimate. But the lack of supply of homes for sale has limited the depth of the home price decline. Low inventory, right? Low inventory, low supplies, has limited the depth of home price decline. Okay, so if there's low enough inventory and there's enough demand to meet it, then price would not go further down. Remember that other session we covered somebody receiving 16 offers on a property because there's really no properties in the market. There are 3 factors that we've identified here: demand, supply, interest rate. Interest rate, because most people trying to buy a home essentially, well, they need to use mortgage, so interest rates is a big deal, right? Hey Raymond, good to see you, man. Welcome. All right, so combined with healthy consumer balance sheets has given Morgan Stanley confidence on its call that the housing market is about to bottom. Okay, and while tightening lending standards due to the collapse of a couple of regional banks, Silicon Valley, right, last month, are likely to prevent a meaningful rebound in housing activity, there's also not a compelling catalyst for another leg lower in the housing market. So there's no catalyst. There's nothing like a bank collapse or something significant at institutional level that would trigger it to go even lower. That's what they're saying there. All in all, the housing cycle is bottoming, but we don't expect a big rebound. What is a rebound, right? This is a rebound, right? You see this rebound right here. This rebound, the first one right by the tip of the first red arrow, that rebound was not, let me see. Clearly it was not strong enough, because right after about 20 points, it started declining again, right? That's what they mean by no, it's not a strong enough rebound. That's what they meant by that. That's not the exact graph. I'm just using that as an example for you, okay? All right, so here you go. Let's see. But we don't expect a big rebound. In our GDP forecast, the direct contribution to growth from residential investment improves from 0.5 percentage points in 2022, the largest drag since 2009, to negative 0.1 percentage point this year, before rising to 0.1 percentage point in 2024. Okay, and as goes housing, so goes the business cycle. What does this have to do with wholesaling? You're asking, right? I know. Just wait a minute. I'll give you some interpretation here in a second. Morgan Stanley said, alluding to the idea that if the housing market is in the process of bottoming, that should help the broader economy avoid a hard landing scenario that would include a painful recession. As other parts of the economy are slowing, a cycle bottom in housing provides an important cushion to our soft landing thesis. All right. Now, what this means, let me give you a quick interpretation. What it sounds like to me as a wholesaler is this, okay? Next year, it's not going to, at least when it comes to housing, according to Morgan Stanley, it's not going to be as red. It's not going to be bloody red, right? As they might have anticipated before. A 4% decline in housing, home prices, right? But then, considering that there's low supply because not too many people are looking to sell, and the truth is that there's going to be continue to be increasing demand for housing in general. There's going to be increasing demanding for people that want to take advantage of having their own homes, not having to pay other people's mortgages, right? So when you consider that demand is higher, let's assume demand is going to be higher than supply, inventory, right? That's going to increase home prices. And if that's the case, that's not, that's going to affect the economy in a good way, because clearly that means people are buying homes. But what about jobs, right? What about all those layoffs in the tech world, right? What about the AI? What effect is the artificial intelligence, machine learning, all the things? What is it going to have on the economy at large? We don't know. What I can tell you as a wholesaler, again, pay attention to these numbers, because it will affect how much investors, cash buyers, are willing to come into the market and buy deals, especially that institutional hedge fund money is kind of drying up, right? So we will see, okay? But what it means is that wherever this volatility is going to look like, you want to be well positioned in the market and be taking advantage of whatever direction is going to go. Because for you as a wholesaler, all you care about is looking at the last 3 months of data in terms of comparables and see how houses are doing, and then put in offers accordingly. Lock in some contracts and flip those contracts meaningfully, okay? If you can do that, you'll be fine, okay? And let's say for some reason you got caught in the middle of the wrong cycle. Speaking of cycles, let's say you get caught up in the wrong cycle somehow, some way. You're in a position where you can always go back and renegotiate and say, hey, how do I know? Because banks do it all the time. Banks, you can submit a deal to the bank for a mortgage, right? You submit a deal to them and they pass the appraiser. It looks like it's happened before, and I've seen it before. And the deal is on the table for an underwriter, and they turn around and say, oh, the deal it fell through. It fell through. And there's no consequences whatsoever outside of the fact that the bank is already getting, they're getting hit already. That's why they're saying they can't close the deal, that they're already almost underwritten already. Like they will just pull the plug on it, right? So if the banks can do that, how much more you can always go back and renegotiate. We don't want to do too much of that, obviously, because your reputations are on the line. But I'm just letting you know, it's really nothing for you to worry about. What you should be worried about is filling your pipeline with leads. Okay, it starts with data. That's what you should be worried about. Filling your pipeline with leads. It starts with data. All right. Let me see. Raymond says AI will be a big driving factor. Yes, at least in the long run. Okay, in the long term, but you just need to know that just in case you see a slowdown or the investors are a little bit reluctant to take on deals, you know where it's coming from. Okay. I read an article on Business Insider that around 17 million jobs will be lost by 2025. That's something we should pay attention to. Okay. Why? Because, hey, you're a professional. You're in the market. You need to know what's going on in the market, right? Not only that, let's say you made a $20,000 deal right now. You made a quick profit, $20,000 deal. A lot of people, especially if you're new in the market, you go spend it recklessly, carelessly. You need to pay attention to how you spend money too, right? And how you allocate your resources and stuff like that. So that's on a personal level. But at a business level, you need to know that, because sometimes the investors are reluctant to take on deals, okay? Because they're also trying to see what's going to happen. They don't want to take on a deal and then the next 3 months they're still stuck on a rehab deal and they can't sell at the price that they set before. Yeah, so we're all affected, just at bigger levels for some people than others. Okay, shout out to all 3 or 4 people watching me. I appreciate you, and Raymond, of course. So from AI, 17 million jobs will be lost from AI. Okay, I would like to see that article. I'll take a look at that before we end. But what are we talking about? We're talking about wholesale real estate here. It's a very, very simple game. Okay, data. You need access to data. EmpireBigData.com gives you access to all the data you need. Then you need to convert those data into contact information and marketing campaigns. Okay, and as far as marketing campaign consistency, okay, it's not really about the size. You obviously want decent. You want to be making an outreach to at least 100 people any given week, very cheaply. You can take it up to any level that you can sustain for the next 1 year if you never close the deal. Okay. If you need more questions around that, let me know. We have a free course on the homepage of this channel. That free, take advantage of the free course. Okay, we cover that in details. Stage 2 is leads. That's when people start showing interest. Are you open to selling your property if you can close in 10 to 15 days? Yes, that yes is a lead. Interest in selling is a lead, right? And now you need to negotiate and lock in a good sales price and good terms. Okay, and then you have a contract. You can sell to us. You can sell to many other investors out there, and we can also help you with deal disposition as well. That's essentially stage 5. Okay, but if I'm gonna round up right now. If you're interested, again, like I said, there's a free course that covers everything from stage 1 to actually 5. Okay, all of it basically. It's not just stage 1 to 4. Stage 1 to 5. Okay, there's a free course on that page. But again, if you want a more elaborate, you want to work with me, and you want me to coach you directly, you can absolutely access a free masterclass that will take you all the way through the rabbit hole. realestatemoneysecrets.com. Okay, and if you just want you want to handle stage 1 to 4, you have contracts you need to sell. Like I said, we are buying contracts. Let me know the deals you have. You can submit them absolutely to my empirepro.com/submit. That's the link right there. You can submit your deals over there, and we'll take a look. We'll be happy to take a look to see if we can buy the deal and in exchange for cool cash. Okay, but you need to know how to do stage 1 through 4, and you can get that on the free course. You can also get that in the masterclass. All right. So like I was saying, wholesaling is here to stay. This is how we source deals to the investors, to the cash buyer investors, and ultimately to the marketplace. There's low inventory. Okay, how sweet would it be? Let's say 2 years from now, you're part of the people bringing in at least 10 to 20 deals, inventory injecting into your business, into your market. Whatever market you choose at any point in time. By the way, we're talking United States only. Okay, United States only, just in case you fell into this chamber by mistake. United States only. You can do this business, by the way, from anywhere in the world, but we're talking about United States real estate only. All right, so like I said, right there, let me show you that. You can also download 3 free books. Okay, 3 free books on that link. All right, that's all I have for you today. Shout out to you, Raymond. Shout out to you. Shout out to all the 3 people watching us in and out, and everybody else all the rest of the 20 people that will watch the rebroadcast. Hit the like button. Share this. Share. Come back here all the time. I'm always going to be here. Okay. We have over how many videos? Like over 1,000 on this channel. So get into your binge watching and start going. Let's get you started. Okay. You're in the right place. All right. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Yeah. Peace.